This is Mrs. Sharpley, and we have been working on division. And I'm not at school, so if you're watching this, then it means that you have come to a hiccup or a roadblock somewhere. Right now, I am reviewing our new boxway that we learned yesterday in class. So if you're wanting to do it the original way we learned it, then you're actually wanting to watch the other video. So this video is going over the new boxway that we just learned. So if I have 957, divided by 4, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my boxes. Now I have a 3-digit number, so I need a box that is going to include 3 pieces. Now I'm going to, I'm going to draw my box here. Now when you're drawing your box, make sure that you're drawing it big enough so that way you have enough space for all of your work. Some of you are writing your boxes too small, and then your digits are being really small, and then you're getting a little bit confused on what they are. So some of your mistakes are going to happen there. Now I'm actually going to write 957 in a different color. You do not need to do that. I'm doing it so that way you can clearly see the differences. All right, so 957 divided by 4. The first thing I need to do is ask myself, how many times 4 will go into 9? Because 4 is my magic number. So now I'm going to go back to my multiplication chart. If I don't know the answer to that very quickly, then I'm going to go to 4, which is my magic number, and I'm going to go as high as I can without going over 9. So I'm going. Oops, I've gotten too high, so I need to come back. So 8 is as high as I can get. So if I'm still in my 4 row and I'm at 8, I'm going to go back up to 2. So it goes in 2 times. So how many times does 4 go into 9? It goes 2 times. So I'm going to write it above my box. Now 4 times 2 is 8. I'm now going to subtract 9 minus 8 equals 1. And now I need to move my 1 over to this column. Very important that that 1 is going in front of the 5 to make a 15. So if you're having a hiccup or something's not working, there's a chance that it has to do with the fact that you put that 1 in the wrong place, or you forgot to do it completely. All right, so now 4 needs to go into 15. So how many times does 4 go into 15? I don't know off the top of my head. I can look at my multiplication chart again, going to my 4 because once again, that's my magic number. And I'm going to go until I reach 15 or under because I can't go above. And oops, I've gotten too high, so I need to come back to 12. So now I go up, it's 3. So how many times does 4 go into 15? It goes 3 times. So I'm going to write that above the column. Now 4 times 3 is 12. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have this 3 here. So I'm going to move this over to this way, and you guessed it, I'm going to be sure to put it in front of my 7. If you're having a hiccup, it's probably because you have not written the 3 there the way that you need to. All right, so now how many times does 4 go into 37? If you don't know that off the top of your head, then you can go back to your multiplication chart. Go to 4, keep going until you get to 37 or under because you cannot go over. Oops, I've gotten too high, so I'm going to come back to 36, which is 9. So now I know that 4 goes into 37 9 times because 4 times 9 is 36. 7 minus 6 is 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. So this is going to be my remainder right here. So my answer is 239 with a remainder of 1. All right, I'm actually going to go over another one. I'm going to, let's see. All right, I'm going to do 127 divided by 3. So when I draw my boxes, of course, once again, I'm going to draw it big enough so that way I have enough room to do all of my work. Once again, I'm going to write my numbers in with a different color just so you can clearly see the differences among them. All right, now the very first thing I need to do is ask myself how many times 3 goes into 1. Well, how many times does 3 get to 1? Or go into 1. If I look at my multiplication chart here, I need to go, here's my magic number of 3. I need to go up until I've gotten too far and gone above 1. Oops, I can't go anywhere because 3 can't go into 1. So it's a 0. All right, so 3 times 0 is 0. When I subtract 1 minus 0, it's 1. Now this 1 is going to come over here, and you guessed it, it's going to come in front of my 2. So now how many times does 3 go into 12? Well, if I don't know that off the top of my head, I can look at my multiplication chart, go to my magic number of 3 once again, and I'm going to go to 12 or under because I cannot go over 12. So I'm going. Oops, there's 12. Awesome. All right, so 12, I'm going to go up to 4. So I know that 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. I'm going to subtract it, and that is a 0. So that 0 is actually going to come over here. I'm going to put that 0 in front of my 7, okay, which it doesn't change its value, but I'm going to do it because I want to make sure that I'm doing all of the steps and not overlooking anything. So how many times does 3 go into 7? If I don't know off the top of my head, I can go back to my multiplication chart. My magic number is 3. I'm going to go until I get 7 or under because I cannot go above 7. Oops, I've gone too high. I need to come back, which is 2. So now I know that 3 goes into 7 2 times because 3 times 2 is 6. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract that. 7 minus 6 is 1, right? So this 1 is going to end up being my remainder. So my answer is 42 with a remainder of 1.